You've talked about your focus on education and you thought you didn't believe you were going to make the senior team and you were hoping if cricket was going to be furthered, it would be something that would be tied to your education. So going to study abroad in England or Australia or somewhere else where there would be opportunities in the university. That has happened to other players where there's been that turning point. And a perfect example of that is if you look at the 2006 Nepal under 19 squad that won the plate final over New Zealand in Sri Lanka that you were a part of. You were in that squad with Gian Anjamala and Hassan Regmi, but the captain of that team, Kanishka Chalgai, is a very, very talented player for Nepal. And I think somebody who a lot of people expected would have had a very long career in the Nepal senior team. He went off to university in California, never came back. He's still there now. He's still playing in California to this day. So there are moments in somebody's career where one decision gets made and it just changes your fortune forever. What was that sliding door moment for you, if there was one? Was there a point where you went from not really taking cricket seriously from a mental standpoint in terms of you didn't really visualize it as a long-term opportunity professionally or a way to make a living, and you had this idea to go to university, and then something changes where all of a sudden you realize you can be somebody who makes a living out of this? What was that moment for you?
2008, when we played against America, I remember in Jersey when we lost to Afghanistan in the semis, and we played for the third place playoffs, I think. And I was the vice captain then. I remember then coach Mr. Roy-Luke Dias, him coming over and telling me that now that we have not qualified into another division, you're the vice captain. And he said, would you like to captain the national team? And I said, no. I said, sir, I don't want to captain the national team. I am planning to apply to Australia. I want to go to Australia, get my high school education done properly, and then play some form of cricket there. And I denied him. It was a one-to-one, and I said, so please let me go to Australia. I don't see myself doing anything over here. So what happened, I came back, applied for Australia. Then a lot of students were getting a lot of visas. That visa was a very normal thing. But apparently there was a regional tournament here in Nepal. I had to go play that tournament. So I'd given up all my documents to one of this consultancies that used to get all the documentations done. Apparently they put in all the forged documents, and next thing you know, because I was playing cricket, I had no time. I'd given them all the responsibility. Next thing I know, I did not get the visa. So now what's remaining is I had to stay back in Nepal. I had no other option besides playing cricket, because I was always playing for the national team. It'd been already, 2004, 5, 6, 4 years that, and I was the vice captain. So 2008, apparently, because my visa got rejected for Australia, I had to stay back, which I'm very glad to that consultancy. And like they say, it was destined for me to, move on to the next phase. That was captainship. And 2000, when I became the captain, it's strange. Why? Because my first match, when I became captain, I was the youngest in that team. From the age point of view, I was the youngest, but never felt that pressure because all of us were so involved in trying to help Nepal cricket grow and win matches. So it was great camaraderie, just being with the seniors, understanding, learning from them. And then you had no other option but to lead your country and then take things forward. So that would probably be a turning point, if I can term it as such.
In the hidden backstory of Paras Khadka's illustrious international career, we have the Australian government and the visa service to thank for botching your application.
I wouldn't say the Australian government, but it is the fault on my end, because the consultancy that I asked to, fill in the documents, put in all the wrong financial statement papers. So, and if I went to Australia eventually, it was something where I put in my head system saying like, I had to go. This is one place where, I could not get into for my higher education, but I went later on stage and just love it. And for a fact that I love the Australian cricket team. So that connection was always there.